Okay, we're going to get started more in economics with trade-offs and opportunity cost. And every day you make decisions and you have to make choices. There are so many options that you could do with your time, with your money, um, and all of those different things that you can do are called trade-offs. So a trade-off is the act of giving up one benefit in order to gain another greater benefit. Um, you chose to come to school because it gave you a greater benefit than staying at home, going shopping, playing Xbox. Now, you might not enjoy it as much, but the benefit you have decided is greater than the cost, so that's why you chose to do this. Some of the trade-offs um, are easily measured. When you take money and you spend it, you can spend $100 on all kinds of different things, but what you choose to buy and what you choose not to buy, those are all the trade-offs. Some are not easily measured. Why you make a choice to do one job over another. Some people choose low-paying jobs um, over high-paying because they make them happier. Some people would choose the higher-paying job because they want the money and that the enjoyment for the job comes second. So everyone makes trade-offs, whether it's individuals, businesses, or governments. And once again, when you pick a high or a low-paying job over a high-paying because you enjoy it more, that would be more an example of what I've done. I know I could go out in the private sector and make a lot more money with the degrees that I have, but because I enjoy teaching so much, I take a lower paying job that I enjoy more. My husband, on the other hand, David, works at Chrysler, makes a lot more money than he did when he was in carpentry, which he enjoys a lot more, but he likes the paycheck, the benefits, and the security that that job gives him. Businesses, they have to choose what they're going to make with their plant and equipment. Farmers have to decide what crop they're going to plant. So when they plant one, they obviously can't plant another one that particular year, so that's a trade-off. Government trade-offs are typically called guns and butter. And what that basically means is when the government spends money on military, that money cannot be spent on domestic needs. And when they spend money on domestic needs, that same money can't be spent on money. So they make those decisions all of the time. Dwight Eisenhower, who is the president, gave a speech regarding guns and butter, and he said, "Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies in the final sense a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and not clothed. This world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children." And so basically what that means is when scientists take all of that time and energy towards making weapons, they can't use those to make anything else, cures for diseases. So using their talents in a positive way. The quote goes on to say, "The cost of one modern heavy bomber is this: a modern brick school in more than 30 cities. It is 2 electric power plants, each serving a town of 60,000 population. It is 2 fine, fully equipped hospitals. It is some 50 miles of concrete pavement. We pay for a single fighter with 500,000 bushels of wheat. We pay for a single destroyer with new homes that could have housed more than 8,000 people. This is not a way of life at all in any true sense. Under the cloud of threatening war, it is humanity hanging from a cross of iron." So what he's saying is when we take all of our resources, which we know are scarce, and we use them to create all of these military or these guns, we do that at the cost of all of these other things domestically, which they would term as butter. Opportunity cost of a decision is the next best alternative given up when a choice is made. So basically what that's saying is if you have $100, you have all kinds of ways that you can spend that. And let's say you narrow that down to there are 2 things, and then you finally have to decide with that $100, I can either buy a good A or a good B, and you take and you buy A. Good B is the opportunity cost. By purchasing A, you give up the opportunity to purchase the other thing. So the whole entire list are the trade-offs. Everything that you could write down that you would want to purchase with that $100, those are your trade-offs. You make your choice, you buy whatever it is, and that next best thing, the next alternative that you give up, you've given up an opportunity to purchase that. So in any decision, there can be many trade-offs. All the things that you can do on a Saturday night, all the things that you can do with money, all the things that businesses can do with a building, all the things that government can do with their money. But when the choice is finally made, the opportunity cost is the choice that came in second. There is only one opportunity cost, but there are many trade-offs. Sometimes opportunity cost of a decision is unclear, and so it can be helpful to use a decision grid to make those choices. So what you can do is define the problem, and many of you are facing, what college am I going to go to? What major am I going to do? Am I going to go into the military? Am I going to go to a trade school? So you have all of this list of alternatives that you can do in the next 2 to 4 years. Then you have some criteria on how you're going to base that decision. How close is it to home? Are my friends going there? How expensive? Do they offer my major? So you'll put your alternatives, and then we'll put our criteria, and then you'll rank that on a point system, and then you can look at, these are all of my trade-offs, all of the things that I can do. This is my number one choice, and then the second one, if you go to IU and Purdue was your second choice, then Purdue is your opportunity cost. If you join the military and your second choice was go to a 4-year college, once you join the military, the opportunity cost of going into the military is the 4-year college. You can't do both at the same time.